What did the US and Russia decide in Saudi Arabia yesterday in that 12-hour long talk? Here's the update. First of all, they said they weren't going to say anything, but all three sides are talking. They agreed to allow safety of navigation of commercial and non military vessels within the Black Sea and establish an inspection framework to make sure that weapons are not being transported on. This is to allow grain, food, supplies, those kinds of things to move safely. The US will help to establish Russian export for agriculture, food, and fertilizer, and access to ports to do so, as well as maritime insurance to ensure their ships are able to transport it. But these things only come into force after a few other things. Lifting of sanctions on a specific Russian bank to allow food payments and other financial organizations involved in this as well to ensure trade in food products and fertilizers, including connecting them to the SWIFT system. Lifting the trade restrictions on food and fertilizer. Lifting sanctions on Russian companies involved in fishing, food production, fertilizer, all that stuff. Lifting restrictions on Russian ships into ports as well as servicing and fueling of these ships. Starting from March 18th. Now, this was talked about before, but this was not actually in effect yet. But they're planning on now putting in effect an agreement not to strike each other's energy utilities. And that's what we know so far. This is how peace happens, though. In steps. You have to take baby steps and see if you can stick to them. Goodwill measures, confidence building measures, and Ukraine's already screaming that the world is ending, by the way.